I think it's happening. Let's see if we can get this thing launched here. Maybe watch how the donuts get made. Well, that's pretty quick. Well, that's pretty quick. We're gonna go with that. Well, that's pretty quick. We're gonna have a little echo there for a second. Let's see if we can. We're gonna have a little echo there for a second. Let's see if we can get that to the old kitchen TV. That gonna work? High five. You see my dirty kitchen? Yeah, we're up there on the TV now. All right. Well, we're trying something new. We're not listing the ingredients in my breakfast this week. We're just saying this week's rant because I feel like I just rant every week. So let's just go with that. This week's rant. And no, we're not going to rant about everything because we'll probably get thrown off the internet if we start ranting about everything. So we'll just rant about whatever needs to be ranted about. Already started the coffee. We're going with the older I get, the more I realize I like animals more than people. Nah, that's probably not completely inaccurate, but that's fine. I don't mind people. That's supposed to be... Oh. It's a larger cup, so it feels more... fills up more. No, I'm not able to judge the space on this cup as good as I can on my regular cups. Alright, so let's get some half and half going and let's start cooking some breakfast. Breakfast! The 10 a.m. The 10 a.m. breakfast. Oh man. So we got ourselves a... I believe it's the holiday weekend right now. I'm not sure how that works. Is it this weekend the holiday weekend or is it next weekend the holiday weekend? I think it should be just both weekends. I think that's how it should work. I mean, it's not that often that you get the holiday in the middle of the week, and I think the rule should be when you get the holiday in the middle of the week, you should just get both weekends. I mean, how big of a deal would that be? I mean, it's not like every year you'd get 2 weekends. It'd be like every fourth year or something. I really don't know how that works. All right, here we go. So I got my monitor up. I got my griddle clean. And warm it up a little bit. Since we are, let's see, let me think about this. We're just gonna do the front for now. Well, we'll put the back on a low just to get some heat into it. Cook the bacon on the front, do the old spin and win, spinny spin spin. And then we'll celebrate. So I'm gonna make some Gatorade today because apparently it's summer. Some of that happened when I wasn't paying complete attention. And sometimes in summer you need some thirst aid. So I did some math, a little complicated calculations here. I'll explain you. I'll explain you. Just give me 1 second here. Got to get my my Gatorade funneling device. Now, according to the, this is really interesting. Do you see this right here? These bottles have serial numbers on them, dude. Like, what's up with that? Why do I have a serial number on my goddamn bottle? Are they tracking my bottles? What's happening? Anyways, back to what I was mumbling about. I found this little number here. This is the 33.82 U.S. fluid oz, also known as an ounce. Then when I went to my formulation table here, on the back of the old Gatorade, right here, there's the 32 oz, un scoop. So I'm pretty sure I can do un scoop per bottle, and it's gonna work out. Anybody else feel that way? Now this Gatorade may be That may be last year's Gatorade. And you know what? Maybe in your neighborhood, they just get a new bottle of Gatorade every year, but I kind of, I don't know, you guys remember a couple years ago when the world was coming to an end? I think I stocked up on Gatorade. So I went to go get the Gatorade for today, and I was like, well, I'll just go get a new Gatorade, because I know I got one. And I was like, well, I probably got one started, so I got half of this thing full in the, well, not the pantry, what do we call it? The walk-through pantry? I have a walk-through pantry. I got like 2 of these things, so like, I'll Gatorade it up. Problem I got is it's all the same flavor, and like, I don't know if you know anything about flavors, but like after a while you get overdosed on the same flavor. I wish I had, what do you call it, fruit punch, or like, I don't know, just the variety being the spice of life. You huff them fumes there, woo, that'll get you going. The old Gatorade fumes. Tackling fuel. Okay, now should I wash that? I mean, was it clean to begin with? Let's just sit there on top of there. Okay, now we got to get water in there. Hold please. 1 water coming up. I think this is tap, or not tapper, room temperature water here. Now, you may ask yourself, how many of these will this fill? See, 1, 2. I bet all that water goes in there. Let's find out. So why don't I just make Gatorade in there? Well, because this is my water bottle. Don't ask me. I don't know. I really don't know why I do what I do. What I do know is you don't want to fill these all the way up before you mix the Gatorade. And yeah, I know it's called Gatorade, but I like to call it Gatorade. I think my philosophy is, I'll give you 2 philosophies why I do it this way. I'll give you the real philosophy and the made up philosophy. You ready? Which one do you want first, real or made up? We'll go with the made up one. The made up one is, if you make a half gallon of Gatorade and then you drink some of it down, you have more air surface touching your Gatorade, thus making your Gatorade less fresh than it could possibly be, right? Your Gatorade freshness goes down the more air that is exposed. Is that even a thing? That's the made up philosophy. The real philosophy is I bought 2 of these containers for like 50 cents or $1 or whatever, real cheap, and I own them, so I'm using them. And then I expressed to somebody that how much I enjoyed them, and they gave me some more as a gift. That's the real. That's the real skinny there, kids. Now I may have diluted my Gatorade too much, being that it's 33 and 32 in the ounce department. Get a little settling. How good does that look? That's just some ice cold Gatorade now. Ice cold. Well, not yet. Will be. See? That was easy. Now, if you go to the store and you buy one of these, it's probably, I don't know what Gatorade goes for. $20 for a bottle of Gatorade? $30? I really don't know. You can make it stronger if you want when you make it at home. Let's put those away. When I say away, I mean in the refrigerator to be cooled off for later. I've been really trying to drink more water as of late. Started measuring my water out for daily consumption, and I'm drinking. Ooh. I think I'm taking. How much do I take to work every day? A little over, well, about a gallon. Yeah, just shy of a gallon. Like, it's a half-gallon container, a half of a half-gallon container, and a half of a half-gallon container. How does that work out? A half and a half is a 3/4, and a half of a half added to a 3/4 is an eighth. So 7/8 of a gallon. Did I just do the math right there? I take 7/8 of a gallon of water with me to work every day. And I usually drink it all. Which is more than I used to do, I guess. I don't know. I was doing the 3/4 and started getting hot, and all of a sudden I was like, end of the day would be upon me, and I'd be like, oh man, I really could use, oh, this is still frozen. We have an emergency in the baking department. That is kind of sucking. What can I do? Can I microwave this? Can you microwave bacon? Hold please. Hold please. We got to figure this out. I pulled that out when I woke up this morning with the full intention of that would be not frozen by the time that this live stream came around. And we are currently suffering from inaccurate calculations. Oh no, I think we're gonna be fine. It's just a little frozen. You know what I mean? It's just a little bit solid. Okay. That just needs a little bit what do we got there? That's 4 pieces. There's 4 pieces. We'll do 4 pieces now, and we'll hope that the other 4 are ready to go when we come back to this commercial break. Brought to you by Frozen Bacon. The Frozen Bacon Farmers of America. I'm trying to think of what the big event for this week was for me. I came really close to getting ran over by 18-wheeler on multiple occasions this week. That was pretty fun. One was right in front of my house, and one was on the highway, that one was a little more scary. Oops. The one on the highway, I was like, damn, I'm dead. I really thought I was done for me. But I survived it. I'll tell you here in a second. Turn that down a little bit. Yeah. So I was getting on a divided highway. It's 2 lanes this way and 2 lanes back the other way. And in front of me was an 18-wheeler. What do you call them? Like look like a tanker trailer, like where they haul gasoline in. And this dude's driving down the highway, which is a 65-mile-an-hour road. He has his hazards on. That was my first indication of like something was up. But he was up ahead in front of me, and I really don't go that fast on the highway because that ain't my thing anymore. I don't speed. And I'm driving along, and eventually the guy, or the person, I don't know who they were, I'm behind them. They turn their hazards off. We're just going straight, no big deal. And we come to like a kind of a part of the highway because it's not a completely isolated highway. There's crossroads, and they put their hazards back on. I'm like, what is happening here? I don't remember. I felt like they were putting their turn signal on because I must have been looking on the right side of it and I saw something flashing, but it ended up as hazards. So I'm behind them, and they got their hazards on, and they start slowing down. They're in the right lane, and there's a car behind me back here. And I had to make a decision, like, well, am I just going to like put my brakes on and slow down and park on the highway, or do I just go over and go around? I had to make a quick decision because the car behind me was coming. I didn't want to just cut them off, but I had to signal and get over, and I was definitely going to be in front of this car as it's coming. I make the lane change, and I'm getting ready to pass the 18-wheeler, and when the guy gets to the intersection, he starts turning left. So I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna plow. Because I'm closing the gap, and he just comes over 4 feet into my lane, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna drive into the side of an 18-wheeler gas hauling truck and die in a fiery ball. Like that's going through my head. So I do the only thing that's a self-preserving, rational human being would do is I slam my fucking brakes on because I don't want to die in a fiery ball. But as I'm slamming my brakes on, Little thing in the back of my head says, oh, don't forget that car that was going to hit you from behind if you didn't make the lane change quick enough to get over there is still barreling down on you. Well, there's nothing I can do about that. So now I'm slamming my brakes as a car's coming flying up on me as an 18-wheeler is cutting across in front of me. Well, turns out he wasn't turning left. He was just going wide right. So he only came over like 4 feet in my lane to make the corner right. I'm like, my God. I mean, I'm not for execution squads, but, you know, if we had a vote, I'd probably vote yeah on that move. If you're going to do that as an 18-wheeler going down a highway, going 50 or 65-mile-an-hour highway, you got to turn wide. There's full shoulders. They're designed for big trucks. I literally thought I was going to die. It's been a while since I thought to myself in my head, well, I'm dying. And that was that morning, that was that. I was like, dude, I am about to die. It wasn't just going to be a regular death. It was going to be into a fiery ball of gasoline madness. Because I was going to, what I thought was going to happen is I thought I was going to go barreling into the side, like either get caught in the undercarriage of it or hit the rear wheels of the thing and then just get rear-ended. You know, I was about to get, you know, slam-a-jammed. Turns out, everything was fine. Nobody got hurt. You know, that was fun. Just another day on the old roads. But I will never for the life of me understand why that individual felt as though they needed to cut into my lane to make that turn. That is a little more than I can even wrap my head around. That's okay. I made it. I'm trying to think of the other one that was just absolutely bonkers. Just right here at the end of my driveway the other day. Come down my driveway, and like there was concrete trucks in the area. And the concrete truck that was coming towards my driveway, he didn't feel as though he needed to make a complete stop at the stop sign on the public road to enter the area where I was leaving from. But unfortunately, it's not a 2-lane road anymore because they got all the shit parked in the way. So it's a 1-lane road. So I pull up to the stop sign, I stop, and then you know this concrete truck comes barreling around the corner about to run me over. Obviously didn't stop. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to get ran over by a concrete truck, right? You know. Out of my driveway for 15 seconds. I'm about to get ran over by a concrete truck. Well, I already made my stop, so I'm like, well, I just get the hell out of his way, and I kind of go this way. I kind of go out to go around the dude, and I look to my right, and coming down from the other direction is a 18-wheeler side dump truck. Luckily, empty. Well, those boys, I don't know who they are or what they're doing, but they've been moving stuff all day because there was multiple of the. I saw like 3, just on my way out, I saw 3 of these trucks. And he was just going to blaze the stop sign because why would you stop? There's no reason to stop. He can just go. And he had to throw his brakes emergency style on to avoid hitting me. And I'm just like, geez Louise. Like that's a way to start your day, you know. Just 100 yards from your driveway, almost getting slam-a-jam, a double sandwiched by a fully loaded concrete truck and an empty dump trailer, 18-wheeler. Just like, man alive. Like the big trucks are out to get me, it seems like. But, you know, it's just... What did the guy that took all those people down in the doomed submarine say? If you want to stay safe, don't get out of bed. You know, I guess, you know, I got out of bed that day. I was risking it, you know. Sometimes you just have to risk it. You can drive down your driveway. See what happens. There's something about like being close to home though. You always feel like you're a little bit safer. I mean, whatever. Watch me cry more about it. Watch me cry more. Somebody's got to cry about this stuff. I think what else was kind of funny this week. So, like the videos I'm putting out on the road construction project from my house they're obviously delayed a little bit. So, I'll do a little spoiler here. The project's come along and they're getting towards the end of it in real life. So, like right now, there's a giant pile of gravel in my driveway, so there's no parking there for the neighbors or whatever, and so parking is like definitely a premium, and it's hard to get a good parking spot, and it's just the whole thing's a giant shit show because like it's 1 lane now, there's nowhere to maneuver, blah 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 blah. So I came home the other day with the new pile of gravel in my driveway. There's limited access. I can't really explain that, but there was a payloader working on the pile of gravel. And the operator, I don't think was. I'm not going to talk bad about the operator, but he wasn't a proficient operator. Or something was going on. The machine was crapping out on him, or something was going on where it wasn't going according to plan. I guess is the best way to describe how it was going. And I'm definitely not going to get in the way of a payloader trying to get his job figured out. So I just parked, kind of like in the road, waiting for my turn. It's like whenever it's my turn, I'll go. So I sat there for like 5 minutes, probably good 5 minutes, solid 5 minutes. And as I'm waiting my turn, one of my neighbors comes up the other direction wanting to leave, but it's he's in the one lane area and he can't get out because of the payloader, but like he's kind of parked before my driveway, so now it's like, well, who goes first? Once the road opens up, do I go first because I was here first, and does he leave me enough room to get into my driveway? Or it's like a, what do they call it, Mexican standoff, where like I can't go in if he pulls me forward 10 feet, I can't get in, but I'm already here and he can't get out. Whatever. Luckily, this individual had enough, wherewithal to realize that I had to go first. So once the payloader got out of the way, man, that's really sizzling. Try that a little bit. Once the payloader got out of the way, I just pulled up and like kind of nosed into my driveway because I always stop and get my mail. So the scenario is pile of rocks, payloader just left. I drive in here. I'm wedged here between a pile of rocks, me, neighbor's car parked, no one in it, and the neighbor's car this way. And I get out to get the mail, and the neighbor, being a neighbor, assumes I'm getting out to talk to him. So he rolls his window down. We just start shooting the shit about, what a shit show. When's this shit show going to be over? Blah, 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 blah. And as we're chatting, another neighbor comes flying down the hill screaming, I'm late. You got to move. I'm late. And it's like, oh, shit. So the one neighbor just leaves. Well, the only reason I stopped was to get my mail. I didn't stop to talk to my neighbor. I'm coming home. I've already waited 5 minutes. I'm in my driveway. Literally, I'm just parked in my driveway. And then I'm getting my mail. And my neighbor's just like screaming out the window, I got to move my car so they can leave because they can't go forward because there's another gravel pile. And it's just like, I'm just like, what is happening right now? Like I don't know how that works. Like, what's the order of operations on when you come home and you wait 5 minutes to get into your driveway and you finally get there and you have people screaming at you, you got to move your car when you're in your driveway. Like, and I was like, well, I'm going to get my mail. I mean, I didn't dawdle. I kind of trotted or whatever, but I'm just like, well, does that just happen? Like, I think I just got yelled at in my own driveway for parking in my own driveway and getting my mail after coming home and waiting 5 minutes for a piece of equipment to move. Like, whatever. It was surreal. The whole thing was just bizarre. And I assumed the neighbor didn't realize that I just waited 5 minutes just to pull in my driveway. Like, literally. And I don't say, like, oh, I waited 45 seconds. It felt like 5 minutes. No, that was a solid 5 minutes I sat there. I mean, the dude couldn't drive the machine. I don't know if the machine was breaking, but, like, nothing. He was trying to, like, move the bucket. It was crazy. Like, I was just like, what is happening? And the other crazy part was, like, one of the construction workers was, like, waving me in. It's like, where do you think I'm going to go, dude? Like, the tires on that payloader are, like, 4 to 5 feet tall. Like, you think I'm just going to crawl behind that thing and see if he backs up into me? Like, give me a break, dude. Like, that was, like, kind of, I was just like, what is happening right now? But then I always have to, you have to think about, like, the person trying to leave, they don't know. You just sat there for 5 minutes. Their world is revolving around where their eyes can see and all that. And apparently they didn't make enough correct decisions that day to be on time, so they're running late, And the easy way to leave would be for that person just to back up into the spot where my car is parked and then go straight out, as opposed to leaving, turning around, whatever. I was just like, oh, sorry. I guess I could have got back into my car, drove up farther in my driveway, let them leave, and then back down, and then got my mail. But I just kind of felt like maybe, I don't know, I felt like in that scenario, I came first. Like, I'm here, I'm not parked in the street, I'm in my driveway, I'm getting my mail. Like, I think the appropriate order of operations is you wait for that person to be done doing, like, you wait for me. Like, if I was parked in the road or something crazy like that, like, whatever. It was just really weird. The whole thing was just really weird. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Everybody survived. At least I assume they did. I don't really know for sure. Let's get this let's get this here griddle. We'll do the old rotation so we can cook on the smooth part for the old eggs. Let's spread all this bacon grease around the hot burner there real quick. This is my favorite part of the show. Okay. Turn that end off. Oh, wrong end off. Turn this end off. So we do have a dog here. Hello, dog. Do you smell the bacon? We had a rainstorm. My boots are still soaking wet from a couple days ago. Hello, doggy. How's old lady? This dog got so tangled up the other night. My God, she was outside because it's been hot out, and it's always like cooler outside in the evening. So she's been wanting to go out and hang out in the front yard, which is cool. I'm happy to let her go out. I guess I got a little distracted the other night, and I was playing video games, and then like all of a sudden I was like, I wonder what the dog's doing. And I look out, and it wasn't as dire as I probably maybe might sound, but like she had spun in a circle so many times, and not even around a tree or anything, just in a circle. She managed to ball the chain up by spinning so many times. The chain had shrunken down so far that the chain was no longer on the ground. It was completely in the air. Now, she wasn't hanging herself. I mean, I guess she could have maybe if she would have, like, I don't know, fallen over. I have no idea. I mean, she wasn't choking. She was just, like, sitting there looking at me like, are you going to let me in? But, like, there was no... About 10 more spins, and she'd probably been dangling from her toes, which is a little alarming. She's never done that. I've never seen the chain do that. I didn't even know that was a thing a chain could do on a dog. But she managed it, which is pretty impressive. So I gotta start keeping track of the old beast, I guess, when she goes outside. Like how many spins? It's like how many licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Like how many spins does a dog get to do before the chain gets so short that it turns into a noose? Which it never even dawned on me that that could ever even possibly happen. Like, jeez. But she wasn't like panting or like it wasn't anything dangerous. I mean, she had been fine. She still had plenty of spins left before she was Epsteined, or whatever you want to call it. But it did give me pause. I was just like, oh God, like that could have gone a different way. Whatever. Talk about something more fun. Well, I do have some people watching. How about that? Welcome to the rant stream. I thought I would do like I mean, you don't have to participate, but if we have some audience participation, it helps with the rants because then I can figure out what to rant about. And I already ranted about almost getting ran over by 18-wheelers this week, which was pretty fun. Oh, what's my next rant? Oh, I had to pay one of my bills the other day. It's a kind of a large one that I pay every once in a while. Oh yeah, check this out. Lemons the other day when you're cracking eggs. So if you have problems with eggs going in your food when you crack them, the egg has a outer hard shell. See? Oh yeah, I cut my finger the other day right there. And then it's got a whole membrane that lines the inner. So if you take your egg and you drop it, see, the egg doesn't fall out. The liner's still intact. If you crack your egg over the edge of something, like a bowl, you can break through that liner. And when you break through the liner of the egg, the membrane, that's when you get eggshells. See, the egg's still not leaking right there. I just dropped that from like half a foot in the air. See? And then you can just, ta-da! Oh, it's gonna go overboard. Darn you, egg. Get back in your home. Get in your home. leaking. Anyways, I went to pay one of my bills, which is a personal bill that I pay twice a year, which is what I would say extremely expensive, but the government says I have to buy this product, otherwise something happens. And it's a private product, and it's pretty expensive. Anyways, it's a large check. I pay it twice a year. And it was due on a date, and I hate dealing with those kind of evil corporations. So I never give them my money a day before it's due. I pay it the day it's due because screw them, right? And also, this product requires me to have an agent. And as far as I can tell, this agent doesn't do a damn thing. All he does is collect money from me. He doesn't provide me a service at all. So I've determined that I'm just going to pay him, and he can send the check to whoever he thinks it's got to go to. That way, at least I get the experience of like walking into this person's office and bitching about having to pay for it before I pay it and come back in 6 months. And this particular product, I assume for everybody, is due, every 6 months. Same for everybody. Well, I go on the day it's due, which is due for everybody. Well, it happened to be on a Saturday. Well, this individual doesn't work on Saturdays. I'm thinking, I'm cutting the kind of checks. Like, you could buy a car for this check I'm writing, like a used car. It wouldn't be a good one. But you could buy a used car. Like, I'm writing a check, giving it to a person, or I could go to a used car lot and buy a car, And he's not even there. I'm thinking, as soon as I'm done writing this check, I'm going someplace. I don't have the day off. Like, what the hell is this guy doing? Like, he ain't even at work? Not impressed. My old guy retired. I miss him. I never went to the old guy's office, and he was never not there. That guy was always there. This new guy, I'm not saying I'm going to be shopping for a new agent, but I might be shopping for a new agent. Because, like, there's something about me coming in on a day where I got to be there. It's just whatever. See, I'm crying. Maybe it should be this weekly cry. Am I just crying like a baby? Maybe I'm just a cry baby. It's possible. Anything's possible these days. Just realized I don't have my toaster plugged in over here. How do I shoot an internet video of me cooking toast without the toaster in the video? How's that work? All right, let's get a bite of bacon going for the dog. The dog has been waiting patiently. Relax, dog. Good girl. And no, I'm not going to eat 8 pieces of bacon on camera. Whatever. Probably make some bacon sandwiches. Make myself a tomato. Ugh. Whatever. Oop, just put the toast in the toaster off camera. With some cinematic expertise there, if I've ever seen it. Dog wants eggs. Let's give dog eggs. As she's getting older, she's getting far more persnickety about what she'll eat, and she will still eat bacon and eggs, so that's a good thing. She wasn't feeling good the other day. It's unfortunate. Didn't want to eat very much, was being extra lazy. She's back at it again. I'm starting to wonder if she's affected by the low pressure systems. I mean, if you ever had an old grandma that had bad arthritis, they would always cry about their arthritis before the storms hit. Which I totally believe in. Like, I don't think that's a made up thing. I think it's a real thing. Let's drop another egg. Here we go. Egg drop from a thumb and a pinky high. Success! I don't know what I'm doing today. I think I'm going to mow the yard. Should we give the dog another egg? Or do you want egg? Hold on, bird. Turn around. Easy there, Slippy Foot. Jeez. It's got the Jimmy legs. You're just going to lay down here and hope that I just drop eggs on your head? It's not going to happen. I will cook you an egg, Berta. Just relax. Berta, can you go sit on the rug, please? Go on the rug. Go on the rug. Go over on the rug. Good dog. That's the one thing I wish I could teach my dog at this point in her life is to stand on the rugs. Like, she absolutely cannot grasp the concept that certain floors are far slipperier than others, even though it doesn't seem like it would be that complicated of a whatever. I'm not a dog, so I don't know how it actually works, but I would think it would be like, I can't walk here. I can walk here. I'm gonna go where I can walk. I would think that would be a thing. I really don't know. All right. Trying to think whether amazing shit happened this week. I don't know. Oh, it rained the other day. That was crazy. I mean, I'm not sure what's up with the radar. But it sure seems like the radar is maybe like a bit enthusiastic on some of its predictions. Like I was outside the other day watching a rainstorm come right at me. I checked the radar, and the radar says, "Oh, it's going north. It's just going north. Don't worry. It's a thunderstorm developing, and it's going north." I'm like, "Oh, that's gonna be fun." And then I'm at a place where I have a vantage point where I can see for really far away. I gotta blow my nose. Hold on, please. Allergic to the internet. And I can actually see this thunder cell. Like, a few miles this way, no rain. A few miles to the other way, no rain. I can see it. And look, it's coming right at me. But I'm to the south of it. It's like, well, that's going to go north, according to the radar. Predicted. I look up the street and the flag flying, and the flag shows the wind blowing directly in my face. It's like, well, that's weird. How is this storm going to go north and the wind's blowing directly in my face? You know, I'm not a meteorologist, but I realize there could be upper atmosphere weather or whatever. You check the next little bit of radar, and it's like light rain for the next 15 minutes, whatever, half hour. I was like, that's no big deal, light rain, I can handle that. I won't even have to put tools away or anything. It's just light rain, just like get them out of the way. You know, they'll be fine. Don't even have to worry about the vehicles. You know, a little light rain on some dirt ain't gonna be no big deal. Well, that turned into like a 3-hour rain event where it must have rained 3 inches of rain. It's the most rain I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely bonkers insane. I mean, I'm talking crazy, crazy rain. Apparently what this rainstorm did is it was growing and going north but it was growing south as it went north. So it was like floating north but kept growing to the south, and it grew past us. I mean, I was just like, what is happening? I couldn't even understand it. And then, like, partway into this thing, like, it kind of like, you know, the weather's still saying, oh, it's not going to be that much. You're not going to get into light rain for the next couple minutes or whatever, right? That's what the device is still telling you. You're watching this pouring down. It's like, dude, if it rains much more, it's going to get hard to get the cars out because it's going to be so muddy. And finally, I'm like, dude, I'm getting my car out of here because, like, if this keeps up, the mud's going to be 5 inches deep, and I'm going to sink to my axles. So then I'm like trying to get my car out. Well, by then it was already like over the tire rubber onto the rim's mud. Like, holy cow, like that. Life comes at you quick, I guess. Whatever. You know, you've never got the car move. It kept raining. It just kept raining and raining. And it wasn't drizzling. It was just straight buckets. I mean, I'm talking buckets of rain. Just buckets. Oh well. I can't do much about rain. I mean, I like to think I can watch a weather forecast and understand it. Well, there was another one. It was like, woke up one morning. It's like, you know, the first thing I do is I check the weather because the weather is a thing that's important to me. And I wake up, check the weather. There's a giant rainstorm coming right at where I am. And I was like, well, I get to sleep in today. Turns out that giant rainstorm basically, I don't know, wasn't real, didn't happen. I just like, what? Like, how can the radar returns bring back, like, not just like the light rain color, but like the next level or two of rain in a giant tens of mile wide swath and then have it just go to nothing? Like, how does that actually, what's the mechanic behind that? That's what I want to know. Like, what's the physics on that? Give the dog an egg. I mean, whatever. Cry about the weather, see what happens. This isn't going to change the weather. Feels good to cry about weather, though. Because, like, it just does. I mean, I let another spoiler for the road construction project. The day of the crazy huge rain just in the area was the day they poured the street in front of my house. And if that storm had moved a couple miles in the direction of my neighborhood, I couldn't even imagine the disaster they would have had, because those boys, I truly feel like this is a spoiler, but like they poured the whole section in literally one day. Something like, someone said 50 trucks worth of concrete, someone said 85. Something like 1,500 yards of concrete. I mean, absolutely bonkers. So much concrete. Like, I couldn't even wrap my head around it. See, we can feed the dog an egg without her, like, come over here and get on the rug. Get on the rug so you have a grip. There. Is that a good egg? Do you like eggs? She likes eggs more than she likes canned chicken, which is really, maybe she's just like, I've had enough canned chicken, I want just eggs. That's a good girl. You still got appetite, don't you? You still like eggs. They're good. Just dog cam. Just a sideways dog cam, gobbling eggs down. Oh, that's about enough of that. We have to do an Elveshelves cam of Elveshelves gobbling an egg down here next. I believe I will cook one more, and that will be the end of the eggs for today. Egg drop surprise. I just think it's funny. Dropping eggs. Oh, that one's split open. Well, that's not good. Okay, well, I think everybody's on vacation today. How am I going to do this egg? This thing is not on the burner. Egg, you're drunk. Go home. Whatever. Should have gave this one to the dog. Last one looks pretty good. Let me turn the burner off. She's just polishing that plate. She's looking at me, it's like, you got any more of them eggs? I do have some more bacon. Whatever. I think I'm gonna probably end the stream since I got 1,000 people watching. I'm not saying it hurts my feelings, but it's not quite as fun when no one watches. Not saying you can't watch the after live, but it's more fun when people watch live because then there's something to do. See, it's not even fun for me to scream. Are you looking at my cabinet? Whatever. Okay. Well, for those of you that made it, I appreciate that. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Be careful when you're driving on the roads because the 18-wheelers might be out to get you. I don't know what I'm going to do today. I think I need to do some, need to wash some linens, if that makes any sense. It's going to be linen washing day. We're going to do some loads of laundry and stuff like that, so. Okay. Well, yeah, peace. I'm out. 56 minutes, or 46 minutes, not bad. Later.